Good morning, my students. My lesson today is talking about simplifying ratios. Simplifying ratios. A ratio is a way of comparing two or more numbers or quantities. A ratio is a way of comparing two numbers or two quantities. We will see now in our course book, page 137, how to write the ratio and how to simplify it. First, we will start by how to write the ratio. We will start by question. Yes, here. Question 1. A. Let's read the question together. For each of these necklaces, write down the ratio of red beads to yellow beads. So he wants me to write the ratio of red beads to yellow beads. So first I have to write red to yellow, because we have to start with red, and this is the simple ratio, two dots like this, and yellow. He said red to yellow, so I will start with red to yellow. So now I will see here the first question, A, letter A, here this question. How many red beads do we have? Yes, I have only one. So I will come here and write 1. Again, how many yellow beads do we have? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 yellow beads. So the ratio is 1 to 4. So the ratio is 1 to 4. Question B. Letter OK. Next one. He said write the ratio red to yellow. So I have to start with red. How many red beads do we have here? 4 red beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, 2. How many yellow do we have here? I have 1, only 1. So 4 to 1. Okay. Next question, C, for example. Letter C. Okay. First, I have to start with red because he said write the ratio of red beads to yellow beads. So how many red beads do we have here? Who will tell me here? Yes, I have 2. So question, letter C here. So he said we have 2 red beads. So I write 2, 2. How many yellow beads do we have? Yes, we have 3. So you will write 2 to 3. Okay, let's go for next question. Now let's go for question 2. Read this question. Question 2. Okay. Now question 2. For each of these necklaces, write down the ratio of green beads to blue beads in its simplest form. What does it mean write the ratio in simplest form? We will see now. First question 2. A, he said, write the ratio of green to blue. So first of all, we will write green to blue. So question A, he said, let's go for question A. He said, how many green beads do we have? We have 2. How many blue beads do we have here? We have 4. So we have 4 blue beads. Okay, this ratio not in simplest form. Why? Because here we can simplify it. Well, how can we simplify the ratio? We will divide the ratio by the highest common factor or by the greatest common factor. What is the greatest common factor between 2 and 4? We can divide 2 and 4 by what? So we will divide it. What the greatest common factor is 2. So we will divide by 2, both sides. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So 2 divided by 2 equals to 1, 2. 4 divided by 2 equals to 2. We can divide more? No, we cannot divide more. So this is the ratio in simplest form. This is the ratio in simplest form. Now let's go for the next question. Let's go for the next question. So if we want to simplify the ratio, again we will repeat, you will divide both sides by the highest or by the greatest common factor. So you will obtain the ratio in the simplest form. If you obtain the ratio in the simplest form, you cannot divide more. This is the ratio in simplest form. Let's see next question. That will be here. Okay. So he said, we solved the A already. Okay. He said, write the ratio green to blue. Don't forget, green to blue. So how many green beads do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 green beads. How many blue beads do we have? 2. We have 2 blue beads. So now if we want to simplify this ratio, we will divide by the highest common factor or by the greatest common factor. What is the common factor between 2 and 4? What is the common factor between 2 and 4? Yes, 2. We can divide by 2. So if I divide the left-hand side by 2, I have to divide the right-hand side also by 2. Excellent. So 4 divided by 2 equals to 2. And 2 divided by 2 equals to 1. So this is the ratio in the simplest form. This is the ratio in the simplest form. Okay. Let's take another example. Okay. Question C. Okay. We'll take question C. Okay. Let's write the ratio of green beads to blue beads. So first you have to write green to blue. So how many green beads do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 green beads. 2. How many blue beads do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 blue beads. Now, if we want to simplify this ratio, we said that we will divide by the highest common factor. So the highest common factor between 4 and 6 is 2. So I will divide both sides by 2. I'll divide the left-hand side and the right-hand side by 2. 4 divided by 2 equals to 2. 6 divided by 2 equals to 3. So the answer is 2 to 3. We cannot simplify more, so this is the ratio in simplest form. This is the ratio in simplest form. Now let's take another question, question 3. We will start with question 3. Now we'll erase so we can write here. Okay. Okay. Now, question 3. Write each of these ratios in its simplest form. So he wants me to write each of these ratios in simplest form. Okay. So question 3. Okay. A. The ratio, the first one is 2 to 8. So if I want to simplify this ratio, I will divide by the highest common factor. What is the highest common factor between 2 and 8? Yes, it's 2. So I will divide here by 2 and divide by 2, the left hand side and the right hand side. So the answer will be 1 to 4. This is the ratio in the simplest form. We cannot simplify more. Okay, let's take next one. We take A. Let's take next letter here, B. Okay, 2 to 12. 2 to 12. We want to simplify this ratio, so we will divide by the highest common factor. What is the highest common factor between 2 and 12? Yes, it's 2. So I will divide here by 2 and divide here by 2. So 2 divided by 2 equals to 1 and 12 divided by 2 equals to 6. So this is the ratio in the simplest form. We cannot divide more. Okay, question 4. Question 4, let's take letter A also. Letter A, 4 to 10. 4 to 10. What is the common factor, the highest common factor between 4 and 10? Yeah, I hear somebody said 2. Excellent. So I will divide the left hand side by 2 and the right hand side also by 2. 4 divided by 2 equals to 2. 10 divided by 2 equals to 5. You will ask yourself, you can divide more? There is common factor between 2 and 5? No. So this ratio in the simplest form. This ratio in the simplest form. Let's take another one. Okay. Okay. Question letter B. Letter B. Okay. What about question D? Okay, D. Question G. Letter D. Okay. 6 to 21. I want to simplify this ratio. What is the common factor, the highest common factor between 6 and 21? I hear somebody say 3. Excellent. So I'll divide 6 by 3 and divide 21 by 3. So 6 divided by 3 equals to 2 and 21 divided by 3 equals to 7. Since we cannot divide more, so this ratio in simplest form. Okay. Let's see next. Let's go for question 5. Yeah, let's read together. Helena sees this recipe for pastry She says that the ratio of margarine to flour is 4:1. Is Helena correct? Helena is correct. Explain your answer. So, we don't know she is correct or what. We will check if she is correct or what. She said that the ratio of margarine to flour is 4:1. We will see and check if her answer is correct or not. So, let's write here question. Question 5. She said the ratio of margarine to flour is 4:1. We will check. Here in the box, green box, we will see here the margarine is 50 gram. 50 gram to flour is 200 gram. So we have to simplify this ratio, find the ratio in simplest form to check if she is correct or not. So we will cancel 0 with 0. It means that we divide by 10. Means that we divide by 10. So 5 to 20. Now we can divide again by, this is not in the simplest form. So we will divide, there is a common factor between 5 and 20. So we will divide by 5. Divide by 5. So the answer 5 divided by 5 equals to 1. And 20 divided by 5 equals to 4, correct? We can simplify more? No, we cannot. There is no common factor between 1 and 4. So this is the ratio in simplest form. So let's check. She said the ratio is 4:1. So is Helena is correct? Is she correct? No, she is not correct. She's wrong because the ratio, she said that the ratio is 4:1, but the ratio not 1:4. So she is not correct. Let's go for next question. So she is not correct or she's wrong. Okay, let's go for the next question. Question 6. Brian is drawing a scale diagram of a building. For every 10 meters of the building, he draws a line 5 centimeters long. So for every 10 meters, he draws 5 centimeters long. Brian thinks he is using the ratio 2:1. Alan thinks Brian is using the ratio 200:1. Let's see who is correct. Now, he said that for every 10 meters, he draws 5 centimeters. For every question 6. For every 10 meters, he draws 5 centimeters. We cannot simplify this ratio because they are different units here. So we have to convert the meter into centimeter or centimeter to meter. So now if I want to convert this meter to centimeter, I will multiply by 100 because 1 meter, you know that 1 meter equals to 100 centimeters. So I will multiply 10 meter by 100. It will be 1000 to 1000 centimeter to 5 centimeter. Now we have the units the same, so we can simplify. We will divide by the common factor between 5 and 1000 is 5. So we will divide both sides by 5. So 10 divided by 5 is 2 and 2 zeros. Okay. And 5 divided by 5 equals to 1. So the ratio is 200 to 1. So the correct ratio is 200 to 1. Let's go again for the question here. He said that Brian thinks that the ratio is 2 to 1 and Alan thinks Brian is using the ratio of 200 to 1. So who is correct? Yes. So Alan is correct. Thank you, grade 6, and see you next lesson, inshallah.